This is a Fox 19 Now Sports Special, Bengals Game Day.
And welcome back live inside of New Era Field right now, about 40 minutes away from kickoff between the Bengals and Bills right here in Buffalo. The game is on Fox 19 now. That's why we're here on the field pregame. And you can see some of the players warming up behind me right now. You see the offensive linemen are coming into frame right now as they run out. I just saw Sam Hubbard, expecting big things from him again in his third preseason game with the Bengals. I've been watching Tyler Eifert. He is in full gear, running full routes and warm-ups again. We think he has a pretty good chance of playing, but we'll see if the coaches feel good about it. And one of the guys I'm watching right now is John Ross. Will he have a big impact in the final dress rehearsal? I think it's something everyone's watching in this game. Joe, back to you.
Yeah, in the piece you're about to see, John Ross will talk about what's on the screen. That is Ben Simmons and Donovan Mitchell. Now, Simmons didn't play his first season in the NBA, but still won NBA Rookie of the Year in his second season. This turned into kind of a thing in the NBA. Well, actually, it turned into a sweatshirt. That is Mitchell, with the definition of rookie written on a hoodie because he wanted to be the best rookie in the NBA. Look, John Ross doesn't care about awards, doesn't even care about proving people wrong. He just wants to prove to his team that he belongs.
I'm going against Will a lot last year. Will just tell me, bro.
It's open media time in the Bengals locker room, and the camera is on John Ross.
That's all he's telling me. I went through it, so look at me.
Looking straight ahead, answering questions, the former first-round pick doesn't want to look to his left and see his celebrity look-alike. It's a good gag, and John Ross can only shake his head and try to hide his smile. This is how football players treat rookies.
My hair's like this, oh my God. They kill me every day, every single day, but we'll fix it.
Stretching in a long line of Bengals, this is where John Ross can fix it. A reputation damaged by a lost season. This one-time top 10 pick now finds himself still feeling like a rookie.
Yeah, it's funny. I was watching the basketball Ben Simmons and Donovan Mitchell thing and that rookie sweatshirt that he had. I kind of feel that way. I didn't really get to play last year. I still feel like a rookie, and I'll just continue to, act as a pro.
Considered the fastest man in football cleats, John Ross started slow in Cincinnati. Drafted to catch passes and make plays. He didn't catch any passes his first season with the Bengals, a season he called a struggle. Ross now admits he didn't feel ready to play in the NFL.
I don't want to keep talking about last year.
I hear it.
Because it's just not worth it. I think it's behind us. It's a new year, and I want to move on from that.
William Jackson did it.
That's William Jackson!
A first-round pick who missed his rookie season and played like one of the best Bengals his second season.
I just tell him to stay strong-minded and get stronger and faster, and don't worry about what the outside world talking about. You know what you can do. It's a reason why you're here.
But the world outside of Paul Brown Stadium is noisy. Headlines that call John Ross disappointing, opinions that say he should be benched, and tweets that call him a bust.
They don't write the checks. They're not my teammates, so it's not really hard. It's easy to, close out of Twitter, close out of Instagram, and all the media stuff because that's not what's important. I don't play the game for other people's opinions. I come in and play the game because it's my job. It's something I love to do, and only people that matter are the people that's in this building.
We know everybody expects a lot out of him this year because of what his progress was last year, but I believe in him and so do everybody else around. It's just that chip that's hanging on the shoulder that everybody's going to continue to have for him.
I think everyone knows why I was drafted. The media, not so much you guys, but the fans and everyone else will say it's because I ran a 4.22. But before that, I think I was already going to get drafted high, so that I don't worry too much about that. I'm here to prove to my teammates that I can play alongside of them, and just like they are willing to do for me.
What quarterback makes a public appearance on game day? Your quarterback, Cincinnati. Andy Dalton is about to do that on Bengals Game Day on Fox 19 now. The Buffalo only grows stronger. You'll see that. But first, see this, a live look right now inside New Era Field. The Bengals are getting loose. See some of the backup quarterbacks. Could be a big day for them. We continue. 30 minutes until kickoff. You're watching Bengals Game Day on Fox 19 now.
This is a Fox 19 Now Sports Special, Bengals Game Day.
And we are back with a look inside Buffalo's Roswell Park Cancer Center. That's where Andy Dalton made a surprise visit this morning, along with his wife, J.J. Dalton, and son, Noah, to thank Buffalo Bills fans. The AJD Foundation donated, get this, $25,000 to the center and opened a new hub inside the center with video games and entertainment for sick patients. We talked with the first Bills fan, the very first one who donated after Dalton's magical TD pass. He was flown in from Nebraska, where he lives, for this morning.
No offense to Tyrod Taylor. I mean, we appreciate what he did for this team, but if you ask Bills fans, I bet 50-50 they would tell you Dalton got us into the playoffs last year. So there's a never-ending appreciation for 17 years. Them helping us get over that hump is just amazing to us.
We want people to know that this wasn't just 1 week, it was done, and we were so thankful and we forgot about it. This lives on with our foundation every day, so we are forever grateful and we will never forget. So thank you so much.
Someone want to try out in these cool.
I can tell you I was there this morning at the Cancer Center. That place was absolutely packed. All four of Buffalo's local news stations were there. Fox 19 Now was the only station there from Cincinnati. And you know, it's funny, we joked about there being a statue here in Buffalo of Andy Dalton. In a way, he's forever cemented here in Buffalo with that hub inside the Cancer Center. I did sit down with Andy Dalton and his wife this week. I legitimately asked Andy if he has more fans now in Buffalo Then in Cincinnati, he kind of just hedged around that, but he does expect a very, very massive welcome here when the game kicks off. Here's our sit down now with Andy and JJ. Let's talk about the Buffalo Bills. Did you ever think in your wildest dreams, Andy, that nearly $500,000 would be raised for your foundation based on what you did getting them into the playoffs last year?
Not at all. I mean, just the fact that they were willing to give any amount was just crazy to think that the touchdown in that game against Baltimore led to all this money raised, and it's going to help so many people.
Just to see how any amount is so beneficial to families, and then when that kind of money comes in, it's game changing. So it's just really overwhelming, and people keep asking what it's like, but there's really not words, because you don't get to meet all of the families, but when you do, it's just it's life changing.
Fourth down, Dalton steps up, Dalton throws, it's complete, caught by Boyd, Tyler Boyd, touchdown, remarkable!
Andy, I'm not sure if you know, but it was a 49-yard touchdown with 49 seconds left, 49-49. It all kind of lines up. Does it feel like in a lot of ways there's a bigger picture with all this, that maybe all this was meant to be?
We just kept talking like God's doing something bigger in this, and all the money raised, I mean, it's something that God had his hand on, and you kind of hear the random stories all the time about stuff like this happening. You never think it's going to happen to you, but for us to be on the receiving end of it, it's just pretty cool.
I'm sure you guys have seen the jerseys, the replica jerseys up in Buffalo with the Dalton last name on it. What is it like seeing that up in Buffalo?
Yeah, I've signed a couple of them, and so I mean, it's like I said, it's crazy. I mean, to have the support from a completely different fan base, and it's a weird concept, but kind of cool at the same time.
I mean, I was talking with Preston Brown, Andy, and he told me in Buffalo, I mean, it's Jim Kelly, Andy Dalton. How crazy is that for you to hear that?
Yeah, I mean, it is. I've obviously got a lot of support since the play happened, and I mean, it's just it's a cool story, and it's fun to be part of.
Do you expect a standing ovation in Buffalo?
I mean, I'm sure there's going to be something. I don't know what it's going to be, but I think
I'll stand for you.
Yeah, she'll be there. She'll stand for him, but I think it'll be a good reception for him.
JJ and our board are actually going to be headed up to Buffalo, and are going to make a donation to the Roswell Park Cancer Center.
You guys have a lot going on in your life. I mean, you're an NFL quarterback, a starting NFL quarterback. You're a mom. You have a lot going on with the foundation, 2 kids at home, another one on the way. So there's so much going on for both of you guys, yet you still have this foundation and pour so much into it. Why?
Football is such a short period of life, it's such a short season. And I think now that we're a little bit older and we have kids, we understand the importance of family, and just the love that you have for your kids, and you would do anything for them. And so I think we're in such a unique position, and we feel so blessed that God gave us this platform that we don't want to take that for granted. And so we feel like we have this opportunity to be able to help as many families as we can while we're in this position. And so we don't take that lightly, and I think that just makes everything worth it.
Okay, final thought for both of you. Obviously, you are here to win, Andy. I mean, good, bad, ugly from the first 7 years. The reason you are here is to win and to do something special. JJ, from your vantage point, how cool would it be to see this team do something really special and go further than it's ever been, I'll put it this way, in more than 2 decades this season?
I feel like this is going to be the year. It's a big year. I'm excited to see how it all unfolds.
We're looking forward to the year. We feel like we've got talent, we've got everything that we need here, and so for us, it's just putting it all together and going to improve it each week.
And right now, you are looking at Tyler Boyd. Let's not forget his impact on this entire story. We've talked so much about Andy Dalton's donations his foundation has received. Tyler Boyd's youth league in his hometown of Pennsylvania received around $100,000 as a thank you from Bills fans as well. So obviously more than $500,000 given by Bills fans to Andy Dalton and Tyler Boyd, a huge impact. We are not done yet. Now about 25 minutes away from kickoff, we have Jeff Hobson of Bengals.com joining us live in minutes. Also a feature on Joe Mixon. Stay with us on Bengals Game Day, live on Fox 19 now. So I'll do Hobson, Joe Mixon package, tag, and then toss back to Joe. Is that okay? Okay, cool. Yes, he is. So you can stand right here.
No, it's going to go straight to Jeremy.
I'll bring you in.
Yep.
Right away. Do you have any special lines for us?
Why don't you float it? Because we might use it later if we need to. How are we on time?
Not feeling it? Feeling okay? Feeling all right. Okay.
Okay.
I'm done, this jacket comes off because I got pit stain. All right. Okay. About 2 minutes, Jeff.
This is a Fox 19 Now Sports Special, Bengals Game Day.
And welcome back Fieldside at New Era Field, live in Buffalo, counting you down to kickoff of the Bengals and Bills on Fox 19 Now. I'm Jeremy Rao, and the man coming in right now is Jeff Hobson of Bengals.com, the senior writer for Bengals.com.
Thanks for having me.
We always love having you. He didn't say he didn't have any special lines for us today. We'll see what we can cook up. We're gonna. It's hot. It's loud, but we can still get through this interview and maybe get some fun lines from Jeff Hobson as always. First things first. Let's talk about the first team offense. I know it's always hard to predict in these preseason games, but the final dress rehearsal, how much will we see, and what do you expect to see out of this offense today?
They might go into the first series in the third quarter. They may not. The big thing, they want to do is they want to get off the ball. I think they felt like their progress got stymied last week in Dallas. They kind of didn't play as well as they had. I think, putting in Redmond at right guard, that's what Redmond does. He goes downhill. Sometimes he doesn't go with the whistle with the false starts and stuff, but he gets off the ball, and I think that's what they're trying to get back to. I think that's what going with Redmond means. Trying to get that running game going, trying to get Joe Mixon going. He's only got 2.5 yards to carry. That can't survive.
And I'll follow up with that. Are we making too much of the offensive line, or Jeff, is this the same thing we've said for more than a year now, that there has to be something that gels there? Otherwise, all of this is just smoke and mirrors.
I mean, I hate to say it, it's a cliche. Boomer Esiason said 30 years ago that offensive line was the heart of that team. It's the heart of any good team. You got to be good up front, and it's going down. I mean, this season, it's going down. They have to play in order for this team to get to where they want to go.
On the defensive side of the ball, we haven't talked much about the defense, Jeff, but what are you looking for today? Obviously, Jesse Bates has been spotlighted for a lot of reasons, but what are you going to be watching on the defensive side of the ball?
Well, clearly Bates should be right, but he's been getting his shots with the first team for a long time anyway. I'm more interested really in that if that front seven can keep playing like it's playing. I mean, if they keep playing like that, they're a top 5 defense. That rotation in the front line And what they're getting at linebacker without Vontaze Burfict has been pretty impressive. You know, Preston Brown coming back to play in Buffalo, that's an interesting storyline. But it's really not so much the first teams. You know, they got to go out and do what they have to do, but it's those other battles. Barkley and Driscoll are going for the backup job tonight and Thursday night, the backup quarterback job. I think it's safety and corner. You're seeing guys fighting for that last, for the fifth, sixth corner, the fourth safety. Devontae Harris has a knee injury. The rookie corner won't play. It opens it up for a guy like Goodwin, the journeyman veteran. So, yeah, the defense is playing terrific. They just have to. That first team has to keep doing what they're doing, but the other battles are kind of interesting.
Always good stuff from Jeff Hobson at Bengals.com. One guy who won't get many touches in this game is Joe Mixon, but he's expecting a huge sophomore surge this season. Here's a feature right now on Joe Mixon. There is no 10-step program to being a star in the NFL.
Hey, bring him over.
But it takes these steps to make the next step in getting there.
I'm just working on my craft, I guess so.
You can hear it in Joe Mixon's voice. He's spinning, trying to find an explanation for what is different in year 2.
I mean, just training. That's what everybody do though. So.
What Joe can't see is what everybody sees watching him train now. Coaches and teammates watching a running back ready for a sophomore surge.
Joe has been great since the day he walked in this door. You know, his effort, his energy. Now he's in his sophomore season, so his attention to detail, he understands that's got to be better, and that's good.
Mixon looked like an average Joe at times in his rookie season. He found the end zone just 4 times and averaged 3.5 yards a carry. Some of that was running behind a line that was quite frankly offensive, but it was moments like this that reminded the Bengals why they took a chance on Mixon.
They pitch it to Mixon. Mixon at the 5, still going and into the end zone for a touchdown. What a day for Joe Mixon.
I think when you're a rookie back and you're part of a backfield, at some points we had 3 guys playing. Some of the more intricate things tend to go to the veterans because there's only so many reps, and you watch them and you learn from them. And then you get to a point where you say, you know what, this guy should be able to do it all. If you're as talented as we thought when we brought you in, and you're a smart guy, then let's do it all and have it all that stuff in your toolbox. And it's been fun to watch him develop, and I'm really excited for him.
There are no mixed messages with Mixon now. A.J. Green calls him an every down back. It's why the Bengals aren't backing down from challenging Mixon to be what they call a complete back in his second season.
The way he runs the ball, you really can't see in OTAs, but you know how low he is, his aggression when he hit the hole. We have no doubt he can be an every down back.
He's always been a competitive guy. He's always been a great back. I've seen now him becoming a more mature back, a more, like you said, complete player. I don't even know about backs. I can't tell you specifically what they're working on, but I can see him becoming a more complete player, a leader on the team, and a guy that's vocal on the offense and really pushing everybody.
Just got to come to work every day and work hard and try to uplift the group and make sure they follow. That's pretty much how it works.
You know, so much talk about Joe Mixon last season, and his 3.5 yards per carry was not great. But his last 2 complete, healthy games he played, more than 100 yards a game and more than 5 yards a carry. That is why so many national writers, so much national media is talking about Joe Mixon having a massive sophomore surge. I can tell you just moments ago, Andy Dalton ran off the field and this stadium erupted. The Bengals are now done with warm-ups, but they erupted for Andy Dalton. We're standing and clapping. He waved to him, so a really cool moment for Andy Dalton. Again, I'm sure it's going to be much bigger when this place is packed at kickoff. Joe, we'll go back to you.
Yeah, to talk about Joe Mixon, you talked about national media. What about local media? You know me, I boldly predicted Joe Mixon will finish top 5 in the NFL in rushing yards this season. 7 carries for 17 yards in 2 preseason games isn't making me look good. Marvin Lewis said he'd be fine if he only had about 2 touches today, so maybe not big numbers today. This guy looks good, from Moeller to Ohio State to making plays now in his hometown. A conversation with rookie defensive lineman Sam Hubbard when Bengals game day continues. You can see they are setting up for the starting lineups to run onto the field in just minutes. The teams have gone inside for the final speeches from the coaches. What do coaches say before a preseason game? It is a big game for the younger guys, so maybe fire them up a little bit. That place holds about 70,000. They're expecting 60,000 plus. Kickoff in Buffalo in just about 15 minutes. Welcome back to Bengals Game Day on Fox 19 now. We talked about Preston Brown returning to Buffalo. So is Cordy Glenn. The Bills traded Glenn to the Bengals, and he's now protecting Andy Dalton's blind side. Glenn said this week about returning to Buffalo, "It's nice, but I wouldn't say it's special." Rookie center Billy Price now on the offensive line chemistry.
I mean, I think it's continuing to build and continuing to grow. Myself and the backup quarterbacks, whoever's, because Andy doesn't take every single rep now because, again, he's an old dog, he's a vet. But, again, I think that's my job to kind of continue to build that and to build trust with those guys. I'm the rookie. I'm the guy who's got to make sure he proves himself to each and every person in the organization. So it's been good. I mean, it's been good. Again, we're continuing to work out the kinks. But, again, as they see something and they want something a certain way, we get it done and make sure that they're protected.
And his head coach, Marvin Lewis, is convinced the offensive line is better this season. He said so this week to Jeremy. Marvin always says he sees better than he hears. We'll see today, coach in Buffalo. What you're seeing right now is Bengals practice this week. One more preseason game after today before final cuts. Could be a surprise cut because the young Bengals are now proving they belong. Sam Hubbard picked up his first sack in Dallas. That's where we start our locker room conversation with the Bengals rookie.
Yeah, it's a great feeling to get that out of the way and just get that confidence after a big play like that and continue to play well as the game went on. Definitely stuff to correct, but I feel like it's a step in the right direction after the first 2 weeks.
Did you expect to be so excited after that moment?
It was great. Next play, Carl gets one. We were both just having fun out there, and that's the biggest thing, just go out there and have fun.
When you do have those kind of moments, does it feel like, okay, I belong, I fit, I can do this in this league?
Yeah, for sure. You need to get those early. It definitely gives you that sense of confidence and just something to build off of. It really was a relief and a great feeling.
I know you're a confident guy in yourself, considering where you went to school. You made big plays up there as well. But when you do have those kind of moments, are you surprised at how quickly you're coming along, making plays and fitting in with this team?
I just been put in a great situation. Great group of older guys around us, and just great D-line room, great offense coordinator, and just trusting in the process. And I'm not surprised. Put in a lot of work, but it's just going to continue to trust the process and get better.
These young pass rushers, you mentioned yourself and Carl. You think this can carry over to the regular season?
Yeah, that's the goal. We're going to keep working, do this against the starters, and first you got to do it in a game, do it in practice, in a game, and then now you got to do it in the regular season, and we're going to do our best to make sure it happens.
This is live video inside New Era Field in Orchard Park, New York. Those big Bills columns, they will shoot fire and smoke in just minutes. It would be really cool if they did that just for Andy Dalton. I think the crowd would go nuts. I mean, he didn't put him in the playoffs last year, and they donated nearly $500,000 to his charity. Bengals and Bills on Fox 19 now in just minutes. We're back with more Bengals Game Day after this.
This is a Fox 19 Now Sports Special, Bengals Game Day.
You are back inside New Era Field in Buffalo. You can't see the clock, I don't think, but it's about 14 minutes and counting until kickoff of the Bengals and Bills, reminding you that our coverage does not stop at the final whistle on Fox 19 Now. See extended post-game reaction from Buffalo tonight and see the special teamers running on the field right now. New Era Field. This is Bengals Game Day on Fox 19 Now. Important today to watch the young players on defense. Jesse Bates is a rookie and now starting at safety. Sam Hubbard, Andrew Billings, Jordan Willis. Big names to watch today as well. This is different for the Bengals. They want to be younger, faster, more athletic. If you don't believe me, believe the head coach.
That's the best part of the preseason is we're able to kind of work the plan that we envision going into the game and stay with it, and that's good. And we've got the guys up front trying to play together, as a unit. That's a good thing. And but we don't have the quarterback changing things and doing things like we would in a regular season game, because there's a lot of, we're trying to just You know, we don't play the Dallas Cowboys or the Chicago Bears or this week the Buffalo Bills this year. We're hoping to play all, you know, we can play one of the three, I guess, two of the three. So, but that's that's what you do. So I think just getting the young guys the exposure is really important. In this game against people, you know, that are competing for jobs just like they are.
Okay, as we approach kickoff, players I'm watching today, Jesse Bates, John Ross, Andrew Billings. He really flashed in Dallas. Can he have a big game again today? Back now to Jeremy in Buffalo and who he thinks we should watch.
Yeah, Joe, the one thing I'm watching in this game is really an obvious thing, and it's something Marvin Lewis talked about this week, the offensive line. He said he feels good about where they are, but wants to see more tempo in this game with the offensive line. They have to gel and click to give us at least a glimpse of what this can be 2 weeks from now against the Indianapolis Colts. So the offensive line, the first-team offense, all of that just rolling along. And also, like I mentioned earlier in the show, can John Ross have a bigger impact with that first-team offense? He and Andy Dalton, can they click? So just a couple of things I'm watching in this game today. Joe?
One other person to watch, Tyler Eifert. Will he make his preseason debut? He says he'll be ready for the season opener in Indianapolis. Will he get on the field today? Make sure you hang around for post-game coverage tonight on Sports Wrap. Enjoy the game here on Fox 19 Now.
This has been a Fox 19 Now Sports Special, Bengals Game Day.